Hello everyone, I've got a crazy story to share with you today. This video is about a daughter stabbing and killing her mother in the parking garage of a Dundalk, Maryland mall back in 2016. The story shocked the east side of Baltimore and will most likely shock you as well. With that being said, let's get right into it. Not much is known about Crystal Wagner's early life. What is known is that she graduated from Dundalk High School in Baltimore County, Maryland in the early 2000s. Until 2016, she lived in Dundalk with her mother on the 400 block of 52nd Street in the Colgate neighborhood. On Saturday, June 11, 2016, 29-year-old Crystal Wagner and her mother, Malia Wagner, were presumably shopping at Eastpoint Mall. As they were leaving, they walked to the lower level of the mall to get to the parking garage where her mother had parked her silver Dodge Durango. They were reportedly arguing upon exiting the mall. As they were re-entering the vehicle, Crystal repeatedly stabbed her mother in the upper body, ultimately killing her.
Mall murder. Baltimore County Police have now released the name of the woman whose body was found in a parking garage near Sears at Eastpoint Mall. WJZ is live at Baltimore County Police headquarters. George Solis has more on the search for the suspect responsible. And George, I know you have the name of the victim in this case.
Yeah, good evening, Marcus. Police tell WJZ the woman was attacked violently, found stabbed several times. They've identified her as 60-year-old Malia Wagner. Baltimore County Police securing the scene at the Eastpoint Mall Saturday. Investigators focus this parking garage where a gruesome discovery was made mid-afternoon.
They found a woman with several injuries to her upper body.
What they didn't find was an ID, but tonight police have identified her as Malia Wagner. The 60-year-old woman was rushed to Bayview Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police also telling WJZ it isn't crystal clear where the woman was killed, but she did have several stab wounds.
The evidence that we have at this point isn't conclusive that the homicide occurred here or occurred somewhere else.
WJZ talking to mall patrons who are stunned by this scene.
You have my prayers to the family, please, and I hope you find out who did it.
Police tell WJZ they believe Wagner was targeted. The investigation is ongoing. Now, police tell us they don't have a suspect description at this time. They will have extra patrols in the area tonight. Reporting live in Baltimore County, George Solis, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Sad story, George. Thank you so much. And as a safety precaution, mall security is providing escorts to employees who request the service.
Surveillance footage at Eastpoint Mall captured the two women arriving in the SUV, but did not capture the attack. After the stabbing, Crystal Wagner was seen on video backing away and leaving in her mother's Dodge Durango. Police later tracked the Durango to the home on 52nd Street in Dundalk, where Malia and Crystal lived together. Upon arrival, police found blood on the vehicle, with some on the roof and in a wheel well. Crystal was there with other people and agreed to go to police headquarters in Towson to be interviewed. During the interview, she denied going to the vehicle with her mother after eating at Applebee's and denied knowing what happened to her.
And violence closer to home. Did a woman kill her own mother? That is what Baltimore County Police are asking Crystal Wagner. She's charged in the stabbing death of her mother, Malia Wagner, inside an Eastpoint Mall parking garage. WJZ spoke to Malia's other daughter, who's trying to process the fact that her sister is charged with their mother's murder.
Just last week, it was said that, Crystal told my mother she was going to kill her. Really? And now she's succeeded in killing her mom.
Those are the words of a daughter whose mother, Malia Wagner, was stabbed to death in a parking garage of Eastpoint Mall Saturday. Shayna Tomczewski is also the sister of the suspect, Crystal Wagner, currently in police custody.
She would have never thought her daughter would kill her. She tried to see the good in everybody.
Shayna says for some time her sister has not been the person she knew growing up.
She was diagnosed with being bipolar. She never took her medicine. She thought she was fine. I kept telling my mother that I felt like my sister Crystal was going to do something. And my mother was like, oh no, she would never hurt nobody. I don't feel she did anything wrong when she stabbed her husband. And I kept telling my mother, yeah, she did, Mom.
Baltimore County Police say surveillance video from inside and outside the mall showed the mother and daughter together.
Once in that parking area, the daughter attacked her mother and at some point pulled out a knife and stabbed the mother to the upper body several times.
The assault itself not captured on video, but police say what is seen is Crystal driving away in her mother's vehicle. Shayna says that she was at her mother's home in Dundalk when Crystal returned.
She was distraught. Real red in the face, her knuckles were red, like bloodshot red, sweaty, clammy looking, shaking, talking a mile a minute. She had a scarf around her neck. She wouldn't show me her neck, wouldn't look at me face to face.
It would be hours later when Shayna found out her mother was dead and her sister was the main suspect. A tough situation for a woman mourning the death of her mother and facing the reality that her sister is the alleged killer.
My mom's dead. Compliments of her daughter.
Now, Shayna tells WJZ that her sister was on parole after stabbing her husband. She also says that the trial was postponed because Crystal's attorney wanted a psychiatric evaluation done before the trial.
Unbelievably, at the time of the murder, Crystal was awaiting trial for another stabbing incident involving her husband, who she allegedly stabbed while he was sleeping. Her mother had paid her bail of $5,000 after her arrest in that case. Her husband told police at the time that she suffers from mental disorders and that she has not been taking her prescribed medications.
A woman is behind bars right now. She is charged with killing her mother outside the Eastpoint Mall over the weekend. But we're learning that this isn't the only time she's been charged with a violent crime. Baltimore County Police arrested Crystal Wagner on Saturday after they say she stabbed her mother, 60-year-old Malia Wagner, to death right outside the Eastpoint Mall. Now, Crystal Wagner is now charged with first-degree murder. This only 8 months after she was previously charged with attempted murder, accused of stabbing her husband while he was sleeping in their Scarsdale Road home. She was arrested and charged only to be let go.
That's up to the court system. They'll look at a bunch of different factors and decide whether or not an individual can be released either pending trial or further court action.
Well, Crystal Wagner claimed that her husband was abusive, while her husband told police she had emotional issues.
In that case, Crystal was scheduled for an examination that upcoming Thursday by the State Department of Health and Mental Hygiene to help determine whether she was criminally responsible for her alleged actions and whether she was fit to stand trial. Assistant State's Attorney Francis Pilarski pointed to that case at a bail review hearing at District Court in Essex where a judge denied bond. It's undoubtedly a no-bail case, Pilarski said in court. After the arrest for her mother's murder, Crystal Wagner claimed she suffered from multiple personalities and could not account for what one personality does unless she is tuned in to that personality, police wrote in charging documents.
Crystal Wagner is on mental watch at the Baltimore County Detention Center. A judge denied her bond Monday afternoon. The 29-year-old is charged with killing her mother, Malia Wagner, as the two were in a parking garage at the Eastpoint Mall in Dundalk on Saturday. Police say Malia was stabbed multiple times all over her upper body as they were getting into a Dodge Durango. Police found blood on the roof of that SUV.
Mommy did not deserve this. Mother was the only one that was on her side saying, Crystal won't hurt nobody.
Police say mall surveillance footage shows the mother and daughter walk out of the mall. By the time the camera pans back around, 60-year-old Malia is on the ground bleeding. And as Crystal drives away in the Durango, police say it appears she runs over her mother. When that last detail was read in court Monday, Crystal seemed surprised.
I believe she knew she did it. She knew what she did.
Crystal's sister, Shayna Tomcheski, says doctors recently diagnosed Crystal bipolar, but she did not take her medications. Crystal told police she also has multiple personalities and, quote, cannot account for what one personality does unless she is tuned in to that personality, unquote.
It would be perfect one day, and then there was a big storm the next day, and you just couldn't keep up. But I basically minded my own business.
Court records show Crystal was awaiting trial on attempted murder charges. Police say she stabbed her husband multiple times last fall as he slept. She posted $5,000 bail.
My mom bailed her out, thinking it's her baby. She would never do something like that. Maybe she just had a freak accident.
Crystal was supposed to be undergoing an outpatient court-ordered mental evaluation to see if she is competent to stand trial.
I'm mad that she was given bail. But I understand she was given bail because it was her first offense.
Tomcheski is also heartbroken about the loss of her mother, who she says the day before she was killed, doctors gave her the all clear. She had survived her fight with breast cancer.
Great woman. Couldn't ask for anybody better.
And police are still investigating a motive for the mall attack. We're live in Baltimore County. George Lattis, WBAL, TV 11 News.
Surprisingly, Crystal's legal team successfully argued that she was not criminally responsible due to her mental state. Police records from June 2016 show that Crystal claimed she suffered from multiple personalities and other disorders for which she had not been taking her medication. Crystal Wagner was found not criminally responsible for the 2016 murder of her mother, Malia Dolores Wagner, and was committed to a maximum security psychiatric hospital. Since this resolution addressed her long-term confinement for her mental illness, the pending attempted murder charge was effectively superseded and did not proceed to trial. Although it is known that Crystal Wagner was found NCR for the murder of her mother, Malia, the specific details regarding any argument that occurred on the day of the killing were never publicly disclosed by police. Given that she was found NCR and was institutionalized in 2017, she's already gone through the initial hearing process. She has been in the Maryland system for over 7 years, and during that time, her case has been subject to ongoing review by the Forensic Review Board. She is currently eligible to petition the court for release. However, the final decision rests on her ability to prove she is no longer a danger to herself or anyone else. For me, this case certainly hit home. Not only did I go to Dundalk High with Crystal, but I also used to live in the same neighborhood as her. I don't think anyone outside of her immediate family would have ever guessed something like this would happen. Crystal was seemingly quiet and reserved in school, so this was all very shocking to the community. Rest in peace, Malia Wagner. Hopefully now, Crystal is receiving the help she so desperately needs. Thank you all for watching, and as usual, if you're a fan of urban legends, folklore, unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and all things mysterious, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.